What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit and I am back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the bottom map in the blue color, playing as Loki, is AOL Iron Maiden. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos, is laior. It's currently 1-0 for AOL Iron Maiden in this best of 3 for the Spring RTS tournament hosted by DoD Shelty. Map is Watering Hole, and this map is very, very good for Loki. It's a very, very strong map for Loki. Very high hunt. It's not exactly an aggressive map, but it does leave lots of options for semi-fast mythics, which really favor Loki on the Titans. So this is going to be, laior's going to have his work cut out for him in order to take this game. He was really close to winning last game. I feel like if he had managed to put the pressure into the right places when he had the advantage, he could have gotten more out of it and then put himself further ahead in order to take the game. But we'll see what happens there. Maiden was really, really aggressive all over the map. We'll see if he keeps to that strategy this game or not. Looks like probably going to see the same thing from Maiden. He's got that 3 villages food, 2 villages gold, 2 villages or maybe 3 villages gold, and then 2 villages or 3 villages of wood, and then goes for a 430 advance time off the back of that. Chucking down his house over here as well. laior going to be going for that standard 430, I assume. There's a back gold mine here for Maiden, so he's got no real pressure in this game. No real pressure to have to hold on to that gold mine, so he shouldn't have to worry about that one. His second gold mine is okay, because if he makes a wall over here, it's fully defended. So we'll see if he manages to do that one. Similar for laior, but this location is a little bit far away for a villager to walk over to. So a wall here or a wall here is fine, right? But how do you defend this gold mine here? I don't know if you maybe chuck the wall over here. This would be okay. There's a crocodile here you have to kill, but chuck the wall up over here, and then it's going to be difficult for Maiden to get in there unannounced. I guess you can build a dock and then jump over there, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think the map's fairly good here for our Loki player. That being said, though, Oranos is always able to win games. He's one of the most resilient gods. Very, 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 very difficult to kill him because he can spam units so fast. Because that's kind of just how he goes. That's how he rolls. He's a good one. He's a good egg. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this one. Got the temple coming down for Maiden. Fairly standard. We're going to see the temple coming down very soon for laior. He's got that 100 gold. Chucks down the temple. There we go. Try to surround the gold mine as best as he can. It is a little bit exposed, but definitely no Heimdall aggression here for Maiden. He's using this temple to block off. I like this building placement here. He's using this temple to like block off the units from moving through his base this way. And then he can actually build another building over here, so he doesn't even have to build a wall in order to block units coming through this way. So that's really smart. He's chucking up a house over here. Potentially could have built the house in this location here, so he could go house, long house, or something like that. Or temple even can go over here as well, because he's Loki. He can build the double temple. So we'll see if that's the case there or not. Got Prometheus coming through for laior now, and we're going to be seeing a 445 full setting instead of a 330, so a little bit later than usual. I do like that Maiden separates his hunt. Normally, okay, I thought you were being clever here. I thought you were going to build a temple up here. This one's protected, so like this temple up here would not be protected by any sort of watchtowers or anything, but it doesn't really help you if it's here in terms of like what you're controlling on the map. So temple up here would have been really nice, but fine, get that temple here. But like I was saying, I like how Maiden gets those double ox carts for his hunt. A lot of Norse players go, oh, I've got a portable ox cart, so I don't want to build more than one for each of my locations because I can just chill. It's fine. But Maiden goes, no, they're so cheap. I'm going to build 2. They build really, really fast, and that way I can separate my hunt. So if I get raided, I don't feel the pain as much. So laior hitting that heroic age, he's going to be building, not heroic age, classical age, going to be getting the military barracks, deleting that Promethean offspring so he can start scouting out really, really fast. The Skraeling is out here already, going to start putting some pressure onto these citizens, but Promethean offspring should be enough. Looks like this location is going to get walled in, but Ulfsark can just retreat over here. And it does look like he's trying to fight here for some reason, but definitely not going to win that fight at all. Got some of those Herso now pumping out. Also, house is going up, wall going down as well. That's going to be able to, that's a nice wall there. That's what we were talking about, but it's a little bit further and it protects the central tower. So it's probably a little bit better than the other location here. Looks like this Greyling going to be running into the corner and going to get picked off here by these Promethean Offspring. So a little unfortunate death there for men, but it's not going to be the end of the world at all. More dwarves going to be built here. The standard Loki build order here is once you hit the classical age, you build dwarves to gold, and you build dwarves to gold until you have 10. And then you put dwarves onto food, and then you can advance to the heroic age really, really fast. And then you can even transfer those villages off pigs over to gold in order to spam Battle Ball, or keep them on food and go to the mythic age. So we'll see what happens there. Valor does get cast here onto the double Murmillo and Terma that we've been seeing so much throughout a lot of these games. This is very meta. And one of these citizens does get heroized. I think you generally want to get the citizen on gold mine heroized so that you can get some more gold income, but looks like the gods that be made it the wood villager here, but you can like get that position a little bit better. So unfortunately the wood villager does get heroized there, and we're going to be seeing Hall of Thanes coming out straight away here. 6-minute Hall of Thanes, very, very good, very, very good. And we got some more walls coming up, and there we go. Man's going to feel really, really safe now. He's going to know when he gets attacked, and potentially he's actually walling up the whole map. So it looks like he's playing this game very, very differently from that last game. Going to be picking off all these units instead of making attacks and trying to play very defensively and go for fast heroics or semi-fast heroics. And I like this wall as well here, because this is like the other location. Instead of having a wall all the way across here, he doesn't really need to defend against this location. And it looks like, what's laior going to do? It looks like he's going to go for that town center. Maybe not actually. Yeah, he's going for that town center super early. He's seen that Maiden's defended with all these walls, which means he's not going to get attacked. So he's going for that second town center, and this town center should potentially get up by the time Loki gets over here, but maybe not. There's enough units here to defend. I feel like this is a pretty safe town center to grab. Murmillo, there's plenty of Murmillo here, and he should be able to. He should be fine here. In terms of dealing with this attack, and he definitely can't get hit over here either. I mean, some Herso could run through this location here. Looks like a house going to get picked off as well. No, I can't see if I'm not clicking on here. We do still have a couple more Herso getting built here, but dwarves are still being built, and then he's going to start building gatherers onto pigs. Maybe, who knows? Looks like the Herso are going to be running through here and deciding to retreat. Not getting the information onto the town center, but going up, but he's getting enough there, and he should. Well, he doesn't really get enough. He could count the unit count there and say, oh, he should have more units here. So where are the rest of his units? But that's pretty advanced play, and you have to really know the Oranos god in order to know how many units he should have at what timing. So the town center is going to be going up. Looks like he's trying to distract these units and move in with these Herso here, but there's already a couple of units over here, and it does look like he's going to be fine there. And has he got the armory coming up yet? No armory just yet. Still building Herso, so no semi-fast heroic. Generally speaking, you build 10 Herso and then go to the heroic age, but Maiden going for a billion Herso instead. It looks like he's going to be moving in. Oh, he does manage to find the hero citizen, but unfortunately he didn't get any surround. Oh, he does actually manage to push him back here, but there's a gate here which is going to be able to keep him alive well enough, and it looks like Maiden can actually retreat out this way, so he should run this way, and he's going to see these villages here, but they're on the manor, so they can just garrison into that, and then all the units should be able to chase him in. Oh, actually, maybe he can pick off the manor. That'd be nice. Picks off the manor, and then he'll be able to retreat here, and he is going to be going for it. It's got a lot of HP, 1,000 HP, but these units are. He's just going to retreat here. Once they get here, he's going around, so it looks like he wants to keep the raids happening, and he's got that second town center. He sees laior's got his second town center. He's trying to chase that one. Doesn't need to keep building those houses though. Does seem to be something that a lot of people are struggling with at this level. It's keeping yourself under your population cap. So you keep building those houses ahead of time so that you don't fall victim to getting pop blocked and then you start getting those resources banked up. Like you can see all these resources banked up here for AOL Iron Maiden. He does have the armory coming up, so he's fine, but it's just like one of those little things which I don't see from players like Mister or like Shelty, or I guess just like the experts. They generally don't get pop locked because they know how important it is. We do see that the Promethean Offspring have snuck through, but that's not going to matter. He can just pick those off with villagers, and the town center is up now for Maiden, so he's going to be sitting in a fairly decent position now to continue in this game. And he does get some nice Iron here spawn, but that does slow down his Herso, so he does have to separate those guys. Looks like laior going to be going for that middle town center now, as he sees Maiden's got his second town center, so he's trying to stay ahead on the town center grabbing game. And I do like this. This is standard Oranos play. 3 town centers, 145 population, and then heroic age. You can see he's got so many villages on food, and he's pumping out those medium Murmillo that are coming through very, very soon. Does need to build another military barracks if he wants to continue here, because these medium Murmillo will get picked off. And this is a great raid right now. He's able to pick off a bunch of, or not a bunch, he's almost able to pick off these units here, and there's so many Herso. What's AOL Iron Man population now? He's actually under the population cap, so he's going to get a bunch of myth unit spawns as well, but there's so many Murmillo here, and this is not something that Maiden wants to be fighting right now, and unfortunately for him, he has to get out of there, but does manage to pick off both of those villages, so that's a great trade he's managed to do there. And he's also going to bash down this town center and keep laior on 2 town centers. This is a big part of his strategy here. Does not want laior to grab this second town center too early, and potentially he could retreat now and grab his own second town center, but I think maybe second town center would be a good idea. And it does look like this troll is going to get picked off very, very fast. So many heroes over there already, and it does look like Maiden is just chilling over on this side here as the troll. Oh, I love this distraction right now from Maiden, distracting his laior's army here, and he's going to move in with his Herso, attempt to pick off these citizens, and all of laior's army is out of position, able to get a couple of hits in, gets a free Valkyrie there, and then Maiden should be able to retreat, and maybe looks like he's moving good on over onto this gold mine as well. He's way ahead of laior. He's going to be attempting to pick off these guys. These guys have to go straight into that mana, and then these Herso can simply just attack this mana. We do see Shockwave getting cast onto the Valkyrie, but looks like that's not going to do all too much, and the Valkyrie is going to be able to get out of there. Town center is going to be attempting to get up yet again. Farm's coming down now for Maiden, and Maiden's not producing any more units. He does need to start building some throwing axemen. The majority of laior's army is Murmillo, and throwing axemen do counter them very, very well, but that requires you to have a certain amount of them in order to do so. And we do see some Murmillo are coming in over onto this location. The Herso are distracted. Maybe you could have picked off one of those guys, but it looks like he's trying to keep these Herso alive as best as he possibly can. Town center looks like it's just about to go up, and it looks like laior is stabilized a little bit here. If we check out laior's build, or he's going through Thea, I would like to see him try Hyperion here, considering how much damage. I mean, he did really well with the Stymphalian Birds last game, but he's got so many Murmillo that it just makes sense for Maiden to just switch into like a pretty heavy throwing axeman army. But looks like he's not going to be going for that one just yet. And if we check out Maiden's base, he does have resources to go to that next stage. He's got so much gold and so much favor. I just want him to build Battle Ball. Can you just get to that heroic age? It looks like he's just a little bit behind here. Looks like maybe he wants to grab the town center as well. 3 town centers to 2 town centers is a big issue, and it does look like Maiden is trying to move in here. Looks like the crocodile's here to slow down this wall, and Maiden will be able to get in here. And I love this play by Maiden. Just distract him. Just distract laior. There's going to be enough units here to defend and build up this town center. Looks like more units are going to be coming in now, and it looks like potentially Maiden's going to have to turn around and come and help this location out. Does look like the villager has been picked off again for Maiden, so Maiden still managed to pick off quite a few units here, and unfortunately he's still fighting this location here. We got some of those throwing axemen coming out now, but there's just too much population now for laior to just run around the map and hurt Maiden. But Maiden's got so many resources in the bank, he can actually build that market, and he's going to be really, really good. Oh, he's going to build a temple behind them. That could be used to build a bunch of battle ball and then just hit this town center. Surprise battle ball attack. Looks like this town center is going to be stopped from Maiden getting up here, and we do see that heroic age has come through. Battle ball does get built here, and he's going to be moving forward in order to help out in this location. our battle ball going to be built here, or are we going to see market trade that gold for food? Go to that next age. I don't see a market anywhere. We're seeing these Herso just run through the base, potentially going to come onto this gold mine here, but it looks like Maiden not 100% sure where to go with those Herso. Is this wall that bad? This wall is that bad. Looks like he's going to be moving straight onto these gold miners, and that's going to be huge. These Hertz are going to be retreating here. We've got a bunch of military here. We do see the Stymphalian Bird is out. There are throwing axemen though, and we do have Axe of Muspel coming out, but it's a little bit slow here. Do see these Hertz are picking off these gold villages as well. So Laior's sitting at 820 gold, where he needs an extra little bit more. He does have the market, so he can trade those resources in order to get to the next age. But we got a sentry tower coming out now for AL Iron Maiden, so he's going to be grabbing that, grabbing that watchtower in order to keep that one going. And Maiden, on the other hand, getting the fortified town centers, he's not yet able to get to that next age, but he's getting close. He still doesn't have a market. These throwing axemen need to focus down. He still doesn't have the resources for the Stymphalian Bird, and the micro from Laior pulling these guys out. Going to be a little bit brutal here, and these axemen really don't do anything to the Stymphalian Bird before they get Axe of Muspel. But it looks like, oh, look at this brutal attack right now onto these citizens here. Those are all going to be feeling the pain. Laior just needs to move them forward here and kind of sit on that location. Does manage to pick off one of those guys there, and it does look like with a Herso over on this location, Laior's going to be gold starved. Even though there's gold on the map he could move to, he's going to be gold starved. Is he going to move these villagers over to here? Or he's just going through Hecate, so he's going to attempt to use Hecate as a distraction. He's got a couple of units already in the base of Maiden, so he can actually use Hecate here in order to cut off this gold mine and then put all the pressure onto this gold mine here. So we'll see what happens there, but it does look like the Heavy Murmillo are onto this watchtower, and we're seeing longhouses coming out over onto this location. AWOL Iron Maiden going through tier yet again, so he liked how tier helped him out last game. All of these heroized Murmillo are going to be feeling the pain right now. There's so many medium throwing axemen and Herso here that they are going to be able to pick off this location here. Can actually send these guys over and start picking off here, as well as these Herso running through into the base of Laior, but there's nothing over here, so he's really no point in chasing these guys at this point. We do see some of these citizens moving in, maybe thinking about trying to grab this location. We see Tartarian Gate getting cast in the base of Maiden here, but he's got all of these units. He can just move these like he did last game, move these myth units in, move the Herso in, defend here, and that should be more than enough. It might actually be a better idea to just go whatever the other mythic age god is for Oranos here. I think it's Helios, but I could be wrong. It may be the other one. But Helios would be really good to just like vortex onto a gold line or something, pick off all of the gold villages, and then vortex out or something. I'm not exactly sure how long the recharge is, but that's kind of an idea you could use. But Tartarian Gate's going to get shut down really, really fast as Loki. We're seeing Palace coming up now for Laior, but this is going to get shut down by a couple of these Ulfsuck. There's a bunch of villages over here that could be used as well. We can now use that Flaming Weapons and Fimble Winter attack onto this location in order to transfer into a 4-2 town center advantage. So many heavy Murmillo here, and we do need to see some more of those throwing axemen coming out. Maiden needs to get on top of this before it happens. He does not want this Palace to get up. It's going to, well, I guess it doesn't matter. He can definitely take it down fairly fast. There are so many units on this at the moment, but looks like there's enough. Ooh, is this going to be enough? Looks like these units for some reason get taken off the Palace. But so many more Herso are going to move in now. Palace is up, but it's at low HP. Laior does need to get his Masons and his Architects out in order to keep that one up. But it looks like there's going to be the fighting happening right now. This is going to be interesting. I feel like this location is not able to be defended here. We're seeing no early use of Flaming Weapons and Fimble Winter. Going to be hanging on to that one. Secure this location. Grab this town center and then push forward is the idea. We do see the Stymphalian Bird is onto the gold miners, but they can now move over here. Maiden should build a hill fort or some watchtowers over onto this location just to defend against it, or set some throwing axemen over there. And now Maiden's in a really, really good position. If we remember the last game, when we were in this position, Maiden was a little bit behind, and now Maiden is a little bit ahead while in this same position. So Maiden's going to be able to move forward. It's going to be really, really difficult for Laior to defend. So part of what makes Oranos strong is his early game. So if you don't have an advantage near the early game stage, I guess this is mid game, but if you don't have an advantage at the mid game, means it's going to be real difficult for you. Unless maybe Laior's going for that Titan, but going for a Titan against Loki is generally a bad idea. Going to be seeing some of these markets trying to get up in this corner, sending some Hearse over there. Need to send these medium throwing X-Men over here to pick off these guys. But that's not just going to happen yet. More long houses now coming up. Men playing very, very slow and methodically. Does need to start getting up some armory upgrades now that you're in the Mythic Age. Army upgrades, really, really strong units that army upgrades are really, really strong as Loki because they really benefit your Hersa even more than anything else. I think they have extra, heroes get 15%, whereas human units get 10%. So they really benefit your hero units. And we do have these Mermillos running in, going to be cleaning up this location here. But Man's going to be building some of those Ulfsark into this location, could potentially sneak some out. He's got some more longhouses over here, so he could build some throwing axemen out of here or Ulfsark in order to defend here. And it looks like Maiden's now deciding, okay, it's go time. Going to be running into this town center. That's what he needs to do. He needs to attack the town center. He's got the market up. He's got the markets up. So that's going to be enough here. Going to be moving forward. Got a bunch of these Mermillo over on this location here, trying to defend here. Are they medium? They are medium. He needs to get those upgrades happening. Looks like all of these units are on this town center right now. And looks like laior is a little bit out of position. This town center looks like it's going to be falling, but there is architects, there is fortified town centers, but that's just not going to be enough. And we do have access to Fimbulwinter. Flaming weapons can be used right now in order to make this a brutal attack right now. There's 8 Hersa here, which is huge, and that's going to be enough here to take down this location, and it does look like it does fall. But there is the Lampade here, so he can use that Lampade in order to convert one of these units if he can micro it well enough. It looks like Maiden's just going to say, okay, that's enough here. I'm going to retreat and it's going to be fine. Or no, he looks like he just wants to keep fighting. I'm still surprised he hasn't cast Flaming Weapons and Fimbulwinters here, but it looks like the Arcus are now coming out. So Maiden does need to start transitioning into Huskarl or raiding cavalry or just more Hersa, I guess. Looks like a nice Myth unit spawns here with the Frost Giant, and laior does manage to defend against this quite nicely here. And AOL Iron Man is sitting at 120 of 160 population. Looks like he just wasn't, maybe he just wasn't ready for the attack or something. I'm not 100% sure. Like, he just didn't want to cast his Flaming Weapons Fimbulwinter. Now he's just going to regroup, and he could potentially come in and attack here again. Once he's at 140 population, you're at the same amount of population as your opponent, so you should be attacking then, not at 160. Don't wait. Just go. You've got a nice army here, and you should be able to pick off what laior's got here. If we check out laior's population, 143 population. It's time to go. Get that attack happening. Let's try and pick off these units with those. Here we go. Cast that Flaming Weapon, Fimbulwinter. Attack this location yet again, potentially. Looks like the Symphonian Bird is going to get targeted by these throwing axemen. Definitely going to get those Herso to be jumping onto the Arcus and then running them back and forth as best as you possibly can to dodge the arrows. Town Center is up for laior. More of these Ulfsark are coming out here. It looks like they're trying to create havoc over on this location. Town Center is up, but that is cue to not attack there. Potentially attacking somewhere else would be an option. Maybe getting a dock and attacking over here or something like that. But looks like laior's stabilized, but we still have Maiden's access to Flaming Weapons, Fimbulwinter, which is going to be interesting. The longer you hold on to it, the less damage it does, though, generally speaking. Because your opponent can just get more and more buildings in order to defend. I see like 2 palaces here, but you could just build 3 or 4 palaces in order to defend that location. And it does look like Maiden's going to be attempting to attack somewhere else. And these Hersa are potentially going to try and... No, not going to attack here. Going to be going into the base of laior. And he is kind of content with finding a place. He's going to pick off one of these random villages, just randomly chopping down wood there. All of these Arcus are going to be able to pick off that troll really, really fast. Citizen retreating here. And Maiden's location here is still working quite nicely. So that's nice. He's actually managed to force laior to have the worst trade route, going from this side to here instead of this side to here, which is nice. But he is chasing Maiden back here at this point, and Maiden not ready to be fighting here. I would like to see potentially Maiden go for a surround, so grab like that many of his Hersa as his runaround army, and then have the rest of his Hersa attack the front, and then get a surround with the Fimbulwinter and Flaming Weapons. But it looks like we're just chilling here. A little bit of downtime. We see a dock trying to get up here for laior, but these town centers, ooh, this one is in range. So if he gets a dock onto this location, that's brutal. And it does not look like this town center is in range at all. We see champion infantry coming in versus heavy and medium. So it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a fight here. These Hursa just need to get onto the Arcus. Arcus are so strong when they're in the ball. And Hursa, he does have bronze army here. It looks like we're trying to get onto them. But nice micro there from laior, managing to keep those guys alive and not surrounded. And it does look like they're going to be retreating at this location. Can start pumping out some of this baluster and start sieging down here if he so chooses. And we do see dryads now moving in over here as well as other stuff. We see more longhouses coming down. These longhouses do not have masons or architects, so they are still paper thin walls, and we are seeing some of those Oxy Dragon ships coming. He's going to be a little bit disappointed when he sees that they're not going to be able to reach the town center. Fairly sure that that is too far for the dragon ships to go, and we are seeing all of these longhouses are going to be falling fairly soon. But yeah, temples going up, more temples. Doc does finally manage to get up for laior, so I'm potentially going to be able to survive here. What's happening? Oh, he's going for a sneaky transport ship. Maybe going to be attempting to pick off this location here. There's Late Maiden though does have access to what do you call it? Signal flares, which means he can see a lot more than laior thinks he can see. So this is going to be difficult a landing position. So he has to actually move the transport ship this way and then dump it over here and then run to here. So we'll see if that's what he does go for or not. A little bit of sneaky plays. But Maiden's going to see that this dock's here. Probably going to pick it. Oh, he's not even going to try. Oh, yep, he's going to pick it off. These dragon ships, hopefully he doesn't forget about him. That's the only item military he's got in there. So potentially he just wants to pick off the dock, then move these guys over here. He's going to see the transport ship pop out as well. So he's going to know, oh, I see what you're doing there. And go from there. So we'll see if he reacts or not. I'm still surprised no flaming weapons ancestors, not like I'm thinking it's ancestors because it basically is, but flaming weapons Fimbulwinter has not happened just yet. But Ballaster now coming out. He's got 3 hill forts now, ready to start sieging down and seeing what happens here. He's got these dragon ships now coming out, but there's already a dock here, so he can actually defend against this quite easily. Still only medium Arcus, though. What's going on here, man? What's going on here? Looks like this is actually potentially enough in order to just force Maiden back. But looks like these Ballaster are out, and Maiden's sitting at 168 population. Means that he can't actually produce the Ballaster that he wants. But he can actually start building some of these watchtowers up, and that's going to be able to help him defend. And as both players are at full population here, you actually need to start making these trades happen where, like inefficient trades so you can replace with the units that you want, or even like efficient trades, but make sure your units die and their units die so you can replace the units with what you want. But still only medium Arcus for laior. I'm surprised he hasn't just like taken villages off food. He's got so many of them. But still no attack happening just yet for Maiden. Maiden's sitting at 100 favor as well and choosing not to build any battle ball. I guess that's because there's so many Arcus here. Definitely want to consider stop building these Hursa and going for Huskar. Definitely an option there, but it looks like we're going for this attack at this point. And we do have Burning Pitch for the Ballaster as well. And a lot of armory upgrades, and I do like that the trades happen there. All of these Ballasters start pumping out, and we do have some Jormungand Alva. I love Jormungand Alva. These units are the strongest units in the game, I believe. They do so much damage, and they can just kill units so fast. You can see fire ships are supposed to counter them, but look at that damage. Look at that damage that they do compared to this, and they just go down so fast. And it does look like all of these Ballaster are out right now, and we're seeing a legendary Jarl coming out as well, and these Ballaster can start sieging down this town center. This is going to be a really, really difficult for laior to defend against. If we check out laior's population, he's at 140 of 160 population, still trying to build these Arcus, but without having champion Arcus at 27 minutes into the game, it's going to be really, really difficult for you. And we do see him still trying to like get some of these Arcus out. But even if they move in and start picking off these Jormungand Alvas, you can actually use these guys to pick off the Arcus. They do die very, very fast to these guys. If you can check this out right here. Boom. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. So Jormungand Alvas do not manage to pick off or actually you have to pick off the last one. That's unfortunate, but it does look like the town center is going to be going down, and Maiden does win this game. Well, looks like he's going to be winning this game without flaming weapons here, or Fimbulwinter. So interesting there, but it does look like all of these Ballista are out, and this is really difficult for, I'm just thinking about it, this is really difficult for laior to deal with. But laior could actually go Contarius. Could go Contarius here. And if he gets those ones out, you can actually move in and pick off these Ballista really, really fast, because there's really no counter to that, except for, I guess kind of watchtowers maybe. But yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a raid now coming up onto this gold mine here. Laior needs to somehow transition, and we're seeing Huskars now pumping out in order to grab this town center. And then if Maiden can grab this town center, that's going to be a really big. I still, maybe using Fimbulwinter now would be a good idea, as Laior's got not that much. He's actually struggling to reproduce units. So if you can cast Fimbulwinter and get a nice Fimbulwinter onto some wood location somewhere. But I guess he doesn't know how battling for resources Laior is at this point. That's kind of just part of the Oranos deal with your economy. It's just not very strong. And we are seeing the Dryads now moving in, and with these units, they're going to picking off a couple of Maiden's units here, but Maiden's got so many resources. He actually does need some more wood income as well. He can just move on to these trees. I don't know why he's chopping so far forward. We do see the Contarius are starting to pump out now, but at this point it may be just a little bit too late. Got some more buildings coming down from Maiden, and Maiden just doing that nice, slow, methodical play style in order to take this game. And he's actually played this really well. Did not take any significant damage, and just slowly strangled Laior, as Laior's now chasing him around. There's all of these Ballista attempting to pick off everything else, and they're going to be moving forward, and then you can just start attacking this location here. Got these Jorman Armors and Oxy Dragon ships. Actually, unfortunately, not going to be able to pick off all too much, because there's nothing here, but it was enough to make this attack happen. And potentially that's going to be it. If we check out Laior's population, 99 of 120. Still trying to build some of those Contarius. Are they heavy? They're heavy Contarius. Not champion just yet, so still not going to be really at the level they need to be in order to pick off these Ballista, but going to be moving forward and attempting to pick off the stone walls, and then moving forward into the base of Laior. I think potentially just attacking this town center would be the better move, but at this point, you're so far ahead, it doesn't really matter, and these units do so much damage when they're massed. It's 7 crush damage, and they have 4 bolts dealing, or is it 4 crush damage each? So for 16 crush damage is shot, then you times that by 8. It's a lot of damage. And plus they've got the extra crush from the burning pitch as well. So it's quite a bit, so 5 crush damage. And we are going to be moving in here. He's even like noticed that this is happening. We've got flaming weapons finally go down at 31 minutes. Fimbulwinter goes down, and Laior decides to tap out. GG, well played there by Maiden. Managed to take this series a 2-0. And really showing that Loki's got more in his bag than just flaming weapons. Fimbulwinter does basically win this game by playing Thor without god powers. But that was nicely played there. I feel like Laior needed to somehow secure this town center and get a 4-2 town center advantage with his army, but Maiden was just too distracting, and Laior just fell for it a little bit too hard there. You need to be the aggressor. You can't let the Loki player be the aggressor on you. If he's the aggressor, you're going to be in a lot of pain. Anyways, if you enjoyed this game, please rate, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to see my videos as soon as they come out. My name is Boit, and I will see you guys next time.